These were the questions asked in the PocketFM Senior SDET interview, Round 1. Each slide presents a question with its sample answer to help you prepare effectively. 1. What are fixtures in Pytest? Fixtures in Pytest are reusable setup and teardown components that provide test dependencies. They help avoid code duplication, improve modularity, manage setup and cleanup, and inject dependencies directly into test functions. For example, import Pytest, define a fixture, and use it in a test function. Fixtures are injected automatically when mentioned as parameters. 2. Explain fixture scopes in Pytest, session versus function. Function scope runs before every test, ensuring isolation. Session scope runs once per session, shared across all tests for setups like databases. Use @pytest.fixture with appropriate scope parameter. 3. How does Jenkins work in a CI/CD pipeline? Jenkins automates continuous integration and deployment. It detects code changes, pulls code, installs dependencies, runs tests, generates reports, and can deploy if configured. Pipelines are defined using Jenkinsfile. 4. How do you implement reporting in your automation framework? Use tools like Pytest HTML plugin, Allure reports, Jenkins artifacts, and logs. Example, Pytest, HTML equals report. HTML, Allure is preferred for dashboards and history. 5. If a test passes locally but fails in Jenkins, check for Python version mismatches, different dependencies, missing environment variables, base URL issues, timing, parallel execution, database or network access, test data, and OS-specific paths. 6. Write a SQL query to find the second highest salary from an employee table. Select max salary as second highest salary from employee, where salary, select max salary from employee. 7. Solve the LeetCode problem. Find first and last position of element in sorted array. Use binary search twice for first and last occurrence. Time complexity is O, log n. Example code is provided. 8. What is the time complexity of binary search? The answer is O, log n, as each iteration halves the search space, making it efficient for sorted data. 9. Given an API response JSON, write logic to calculate total reward points for a specific book name for today. Iterate through the response, check book name and date, and sum the balance. Example code is provided. 10. Explain the purpose of conftest.py in a Pytest framework. It stores globally shared fixtures, making them available without import, useful for database connections, API clients, tokens, and test hooks. 11. How would you structure an automation framework for API, DB, and Kafka testing? Organize separate clients and utilities, clear folder tests, config-driven setup, conftest.py, and supporting files for scalable, maintainable microservices testing. 12. What is the purpose of embed, config.ini, and Pytest? INV stores environment variables and secrets. Config.ini contains URLs and settings. Pytest, ini configures Pytest, markers, and test rules. 13. How do you containerize your automation framework using Docker? Create a Docker file, build with Docker build, and run with Docker run. This ensures consistent environments and easy CI integration. 14. What is the role of a Jenkins file? It defines pipeline stages such as checkout, build, test, report, and deploy. Jenkinsfile is version controlled and supports parallel stages. 15. How would you integrate DB validation and Kafka validation into API automation? After triggering APIs, validate the response, then database persistence, and consume Kafka topics to check event payloads and schema consistency. These questions cover essential senior SDET skills. Review and reflect on these answers to approach your next interview with confidence and clarity. For more detailing, check the description. Thanks for watching.